Are you ready for class tomorrow?
Not really,
Why?
because I know she's gonna ask us questions about the plays, and I really don't feel like participating.
Yeah. Did you see the plays?
Yeah, I did. I saw both of them. Did you?
Yeah. Which one was your favorite?
Crumbs on the Table of Joy.
Really?
What was yours?
I liked Eleemosynary.
Why?
I just thought the meaning between the women in the family played a really big part in like their struggle to define themselves as well as like their family and how they wanted to find togetherness was really important.
Well, the reason why I enjoyed Crumbs from the Table of Joy was because it showed the struggle to find contentment within yourself, and that kind of relates to us as college students because we're trying to find what makes us happy, whether it's finding our majors or different activities to be involved in.
Yeah. The elements played a big part in Eleemosynary too. How were they in Crumbs?
It did play a big role in Crumbs too because, for one, the set was really small and it gave it an intimate feel between the audience and the characters. What about the set for Eleemosynary?
The set was also really small for Eleemosynary, and it was really bland, but it didn't need to be extravagant because it was a good play, so they didn't need the set to be crazy. But they also had this see-through curtain in the back where during flashbacks or if somebody was on the phone with somebody else, the light would shine through the curtain, so it looked like the person was really far away. So it was interesting.
Yeah, that was also kind of like, that aspect was similar in Crumbs from the Table of Joy because Ernestine, she was the main character of the play, and whenever she would like have her own little narrative, she would stand off to the side and the light would kind of be shining on her just to draw attention to her. But the set was pretty much bland for Crumbs too. I mean, it was the same throughout the whole play with minor changes in each act.
Yeah. How was the lighting?
The lighting was pretty much the same throughout the entire play. It focused on the characters mainly, so wherever the characters were, the lighting, was there as well. And it was especially shown when Ernestine had her little narrative portions going on.
Yeah, the lighting was really important in Eleemosynary because during the flashbacks, it would have to dim the lighting on one character and make it brighter on the character that was talking, because then that would show the distance between the characters.
I wonder who's that coughing?
I don't know. Probably Billy.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, how are the costumes important in Eleemosynary?
The costumes didn't play that big of a role. They stayed the same throughout the whole thing, and the characters were so important that it was hard to focus on the costumes. They weren't important. So how were they in Crumbs?
The costumes, they kind of represented the time period, but
Same here.
I guess the two costumes that were like represented the most or had the most meaning were Lily, her dress suit. Even though it wasn't present, it kind of had a lot of significance because it showed it made her feel like she was important, like the white woman, which during that time period, blacks and whites, had a lot of tension. And it also represented how the lifestyle she lived didn't support her financially because she couldn't get the dress suit out of the cleaners, but the lifestyle did give her this void to be, fill the void for her to be herself and be independent.
That's good. Were there a lot of props in Crumbs?
Kinda, sorta. The main prop was probably Ernestine's graduation dress. That was brought out during the second act of the play, and it pretty much just represented her independence as well as her mother, because her mom promised to make her a dress when she graduated. What about the props in Eleemosynary?
The props played a big role in Eleemosynary because there weren't many, but the ones that there were very important. Like the wings that were used during the play, they really showed the distant connection between the mom and the grandmother, because she didn't want to use those wings, but the grandma just kept pushing on her that she could fly and all this stuff. And they also used a dictionary a lot, which was the biggest part of the play, because the whole point was that Echo, who was the main character, she was a spelling bee champion, so that dictionary was like her life and like what she relied on to get through the spelling bees. So.
What about the sound? Was there a lot of sound?
The sound wasn't, I mean, other than the actresses talking, there wasn't too much sound. It was a pretty quiet play, but it didn't need to be loud. I mean, there was no need for music or anything. So, how was the sound in Crumbs?
The sound wasn't really prominent, but the music definitely played a huge role because it helped represent the time period in the play.
Yeah. How was the staging and the blocking throughout the play?
Usually the characters were either together or they weren't. They were all kind of doing their own thing. So the composition it went with the intimate atmosphere of the play, especially when Ernestine had her narratives, and the characters froze while the light was shining on her, and she was always off to the side when that happened.
Yeah. The staging and the blocking in El Matiné was pretty. I mean, the characters moved very well, and they never really had awkward pictures. It was pretty well, but other than that, it always seemed as if Dorothea, who was the grandmother, was always with Echo, and Artie, who was the mom, she was always separate because that was the distance between the two. So, and when it was Artie and Echo in the same picture, that's when you knew that it was weird because they aren't normally together. But that's pretty good.
So how did the effectiveness of the acting and the blocking make El Matiné your favorite play out of the two?
Overall, the actresses were just perfect for their roles, and I can't imagine anybody else playing those roles. The actresses definitely made the play for me. All three of them played their roles perfectly, and I could see them being those characters in real life, so that's what made it so awesome to me. And also, like I said before, I have a very close-knit family, so seeing the struggle between the women in the family to be together was interesting to me, because I don't have that in my family, so I thought it was a learned lesson for me. And yeah, other than that, I just really enjoyed the play.
That's good. Well, for Crumbs from the Table of Joy, like you said, all of the actors definitely represented them outside of, just outside of the play, because Mariana, she's very similar to Lily in real life, and so is Mia. She's also similar to, like, because she's just young, kind of has that spooky voice, so that worked perfectly. But each of the actors made their own characters stand out and memorable in their own way. And the stage setting and location gave it an intimate feel, as I mentioned earlier, of the set, and it made you feel like you were a part of the family.
Yeah.
And for the blocking, it was kind of ironic of how it was set up, because prior to Lily coming, the family were always, together in each of the scenes. But as soon as Lily came and Gerda, the family started dividing, and you would see, them kind of off doing their own thing more so than in the beginning.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, I guess you're more ready for class than you thought you were.
I guess so. She'll probably call on me to talk, unless Billy runs his mouth the whole class and dominates the conversation.
Billy will probably try to steal the show.
He's so annoying.
Really. But
alright, well, I'll see you tomorrow then.
Okay, bye.
Alright, bye.